Hey everyone, happy Friday and welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist, our daily updates from our little VW restoration shop here. So, rainy Friday for those of you in Southern California. I will talk about that a little later. That is the donor Ghia body that you saw in the thumbnail for today. So let me go in more or less chronological order here from what I did today. And Jacob came in today for about six and a half hours, and I'll talk about what he did too. Anyway, first thing I did this morning after stopping and picking up some parts is went ahead and finished installing the windshield in the Speedster Replica here, and overall I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I will say it was kind of a pain in the ass, but you know, this is my first time doing one, and I kind of learned some tricks. And this car it's a little wonky. I mean, you can see the frame is just kind of wavy and stuff, and this lower trim lip here just doesn't really fit that well. But anyway, I got it in as best as possible. And I think it's actually much better than the previous windshield was installed, which had a lot of goop like all in here, like black weather strip sealant all in there. So yeah, overall, again, pretty happy. And, you know, the other one did have a little crack over there, which I didn't think was a big deal, but I don't know, for some reason, I feel like the car looks a lot better with the new windshield. I'm not sure why, if that one was, kind of foggy or something. I don't know, but I felt like it really made the car look a lot better. You know, aside from that little crack that was on that side, I feel like it just looks better. Can't really tell you why, but anyway, so yeah, that was one of the first things I did today, get that in. Last pretty much thing to do on this car is replace the door handles, which I have. Not sure when I'll do that, maybe Monday, we'll see. So Mr. Jacob, as I mentioned, came in today, and actually this morning before he came in, I finally took all that pile of parts that was there over to Americoat, which is right around the corner on Batavia. That's our powder coating shop that we use, and they also do sandblasting. And so I had them sandblast the front beam, which was still fully assembled. So normally what we do is we take the front beams, Beetles, buses, leave them all assembled, and have them sandblast everything just to like get all the grossness and stuff off and get them to where they're like almost ready for paint and powder coating. And then we go ahead and we disassemble them from there. And so that was how Jacob spent a pretty good portion of his time, was disassembling this. And so yeah, now it's we can clean it up a little bit more. The spots where, you know, of course, where like the sway bar mount was there, where you can see it wasn't blasted. So yeah, clean up some little areas like that, and then paint and powder coat all this stuff and make it look like new, maybe better than new. I'll take these arms maybe Monday over to Roth Vintage, Brian Roth over there. He can press those out and press new ones in, so I'll get him on that. And then yeah, some painting, some powder coating, and put this puppy back together and put it on the car. And then the rest of all the stuff, which was a bunch of rear suspension parts, brake drums, backing plates and stuff, that stuff is all going to be powder coated. So hopefully we'll get all those things back probably like early next week, I would think, on fresh powder coat. So that'll be good, and then those things can start going together. The other thing, which I don't know what he did with the box of parts, but I went ahead and had Jacob take like door mechanisms and striker plates and all that kind of like random stuff that you need to build a car, or a bus in this case, and clean them. You know, we had obviously removed all that stuff from the car before we started in on paint and body, and then it was just all in boxes and bags, untouched until now. So yeah, he started going through and again degreasing, cleaning, in some cases sandblasting, getting all that stuff ready for either further restoration or to, you know, actually go on the car. So yeah, that was pretty much his day, cleaning parts and disassembling this front beam here. So myself, I mainly worked on the wiring here and made some pretty good progress. I'm pretty happy with how it's coming out. One of the first things I did since I picked up parts from Wolfsburg West is I got the grommets and so on to install the wiper motor, or wiper assembly, I should say. And so went ahead and installed that and wired it up. Before you do that, though, it's you really need to install and plumb the windshield squirters. So again, got those today also from Wolfsburg West, and then routed the hose for those. So there's a hose that comes off the wiper switch. So the wiper switch on these, if you don't know, it's not on there now, but it has a button in the middle, which isn't in there now, but you would depress that button and it releases a little valve inside there that basically connects these two hoses. And so one hose goes to a reservoir that sits down there that gets pressurized, and then the other one goes to both of the squirters. So you can see it tees off right there. And yeah, so routed those hoses, installed the squirters themselves. The other hose is just kind of left long because I'm not ready to install the, well, here it is. Here, I want to show you guys this in case you haven't seen one. Where is it? Here it is. So this is the squirter bottle here. So yeah, that mounts up underneath there, and then that's where the pressure comes from, and the fluid for that matter. So yeah, I went ahead and installed that pretty much first thing, and the squirters, like I said, and then yeah, just continued wiring. So once I got that in, that allowed me to, of course, wire it up, the motor to its respective switch, and connect a bunch more grounds here. In Volkswagen wiring language, brown is ground, so you can see a bunch of grounds here. And then I did start kind of organizing things. If you guys saw the show yesterday, it would look like kind of a rat's nest. But now that, you know, pretty much all the switches and the wiper, and then the other thing I got today was the relays. So this is the flasher relay, and then the relay for the headlight dimmer switch. So now that I got those and wired them up, and well, this one I still need to mount right there like that, that allowed me to kind of start tidying up the wires somewhat. These are the wires here for the turn signal stock, and then pretty much all these that I just have bundled up as like a placeholder. These all go to the instrument cluster. And then this down here is still a mess, but that'll probably be about the last thing that I clean up, is all the wires kind of coming from the back of the car, from the headlight harness and stuff up to the fuse box and so on. So probably clean that up last, but yeah, the rest of it, it's getting there. It's starting to look better at least. So yeah, again, we love wiring here, and makes us very happy to have wires run all neat and organized and stuff. I think few things drive us more crazy than rat's nest wiring jobs. So we really try our best to make things look neat and organized and tidy, so to speak. So yeah, that was pretty much my day. It was wiring this thing, and then disassembling the front beam with Jacob. Some of that stuff is a two-person job, so we kind of worked on that together a little bit, but mostly he did it. So let me go out in the rain and show you this donor body that we got here. It's not coming down too bad at the moment, but yeah, as I mentioned, this car, unfortunately, at some point in its life, it probably got in an accident. So somebody chopped the front end of it off, and it had a fiberglass front end on it. And so that's how the guy named Tony that I got it from, that's how he had the car, with the fiberglass front end on it already. So we didn't get that, obviously, the front end, but you know, the pieces that we really need, like this area here on both sides of the front, the rockers down here, pretty solid overall as far as we can tell. The base of the rear window here, and then the package tray area here, which has some kind of cover on it, but we kind of looked up underneath it. It looks like it's solid, so that's a good donor. And then I feel like there were some areas maybe back here too that we need to take off this donor car. And believe it or not, on the car that we're rebuilding, this is surprisingly solid. So I think we're not going to need to necessarily scavenge anything out of here. But yeah, the main areas we need are the base of the windshield, the base of the rear window, and then a little bit of rocker area over here on both sides. And then again, I think there might have been a little bit down here that we need too. But yeah, like I said on the thumbnail, some must die so that others may live, and that's pretty much what's going on here. This unloved car that would probably never be put back on the street again ever is going to sacrifice what's left of its life here to for us to fix up this beautiful one owner 68 Ghia of ours, which I was going to show you, but the gate's already locked for our little building back there, so I'll try and show it to you guys sometime soon. And I'm going to get out of the rain here at the moment anyway. So yeah, that's actually a big deal. We got that. So now the paint or the metalwork and bodywork on the Ghia can really continue, and hopefully he'll be able to wrap it up here in maybe, I don't know, maybe another couple of weeks. He's pretty fast. I did order for the front. So Ghias have an area under the front. Well, I guess all Volkswagens do, or all Bugs and Ghias. There's an area kind of like up here under the front where the spare tire sits. That's pretty rotted out on this Ghia, the 68. So that piece actually was available from Airhead Parts, so I ordered that today. That's on the way. That would be a very hard piece to make because of the pressing, the pressings in it, the shape. It's got some like reinforcement ribs. It would be really hard to recreate. So luckily that piece is available. So guys, I believe that is it. I'm thinking I might. This is going to be crazy. I might actually take tomorrow off, at least from coming into the shop. We'll see. I may come in very briefly and do the door handles on here. Not sure. Or I may come in and just shoot a couple videos. I want to do a walk around of the Speedster and one of the green 67 before they leave next week. So we'll see. Stay tuned. I think I'm going to have some kind of content this weekend, maybe a day in the life, maybe some walk around videos. We'll see. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be seeing you this weekend at some point. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.